Herzlich willkommen beim Traveling People Podcast. Du interessierst dich für Reisen, Menschen und Persönlichkeitsentwicklung? Begleite mich auf meiner Weltreise und erfahre hier alle Infos, Tipps sowie spannende Interviews zum Thema mit Menschen aus der ganzen Welt.
I'm a freeborn man of the traveling people.
Ich heiße dich herzlich willkommen zum Traveling People Podcast und heute gibt es wieder eine neue Episode aus der Rubrik Traveling People. Und in dieser Interviewreihe geht es einfach darum, was für Menschen tummeln sich da draußen, wer begegnet mir so auf Reisen und jeden, den ich interessant finde, hole ich mir ans Mikrofon. Und dieses Mal habe ich mir den Jürgen Kristoffer aus Estonia geschnappt. Cooler Typ, lässiger Typ. Wundere dich nicht wegen der Soundqualität. Manchmal hört man irgendwie im Hintergrund ein paar Geräusche oder ein Hupen oder irgendwas anderes. Aber es war halt live. Wir haben es aufgenommen mitten in Kathmandu auf einem offenen Dach. Und wie ich immer sag, das hier ist ein Podcast aus dem Leben. Und es ist halt so, du kannst ja nicht immer einen ruhigen Raum holen. Deswegen genieß den Podcast. Zudem arbeite ich immer noch an meinen Englisch-Skills. Aber hier geht's ja nicht um mich, sondern es geht um Jürgen Kristoffer. Und außerdem will ich auch dir damit zeigen, dass du nicht viel Englisch brauchst, um reisen zu gehen, sondern einfach losgehen musst. Ja, also in diesem Sinne, vielen Dank fürs Zuhören und danke. Herzlich willkommen zu meiner Show. Live hier aus Kathmandu. Ich bin heute ein bisschen angeschlagen. Ich hoffe, man hört es nicht. Aber ich habe hier einen ganz coolen Typen wieder am Start. Und now I will changing in English. Welcome to my show. Perhaps you can tell something about you. How old are you? What's your name? Where you from? And the mic is yours.
Oh, thank you. Tere. Tere in Estonian language. I'm from Estonia. It means hello. So I'm from Estonia, little country in Europe in the north. And my name is Jürgen Kristoffers. So I have like two names. My parents put me, they didn't know which name to put, so they put the both. So it's a very German name actually, because my culture is also quite lot influenced by Germans as well and different other cultures. So in this way, like quite mixture, and maybe that's one reason why Estonians, at least many of my friends, they seem to like traveling a lot. And there's a saying by, I think, Hermann Hesse, famous writer, that you can find in every port in the world you can find one Estonian. So I'm one of the Estonian here in Kathmandu at the moment.
So they have very luck to meet you.
Yes.
And,
luck to meet you as well.
And what are you doing here in Nepal? What are you doing here?
I was actually my travel. My mission, kind of my travel, changed a lot during time. Like I came in to India actually in December, just before Christmas, for a project. So I was doing a film project, and it was based in India, in Auroville community in South India, and it finished in February. But after that, we had to buy a new plane tickets back to my country, and then I thought like why not to travel more, because I like traveling a lot. Why I came to Nepal was also partly that my Indian visa expired. It was electronic visa only for 2 months, so I came to Kathmandu to make a new Indian visa, because my flight is from Delhi, but also to make Vipassana course, because I wanted to do somewhere, and then thought that in India it was so booked everywhere, in Rishikesh or Dehradun, so I thought like let's check Vipassana in Nepal, and that's how I found that nice center in Kathmandu, and also meeting very nice German guys, Patrick and Rick, now here.
Cool. You speak about your project in India. What kind of a project was it?
It was a documentary film project. I was a sound recorder in this project. Usually I studied the directing documentary, all my projects I've been like a cameraman, and also mostly of my interest of my films has been so far like traveling as well. Although I'm in the beginning of making this happen, like I gathered a lot of material around the world, my travels like alone or with other people. But this project in India was different. Not only that I was recording the sound, but it was a documentary that was funded by Film Institute, or not Film Institute, but Cultural Capital, we call it like that in Estonia. So it was basically paid by government, tickets and living costs.
For you too.
For me too, yeah. So it was I was so lucky. It was my dream project.
Nice.
I was like long time like thinking about like traveling like that I do the filming because I like creative things like filming, for example. And this was a documentary of a theater group that came from Estonia. Actually, not group, but it was a theater director and his wife, and they came to Auroville community in south of India, near Pondicherry, to make performance with the local actors and local producers, and it was all for free. It was like their voluntary project kind of, and for me it was like also taking part of this theater in some way, and because I like it as well a lot, and also filming. So
Nice. Is filming your passion?
I have found out that actually more I like storytelling. I found this basic that what interests me, what I like to learn also more and more is telling stories, not only by filming but by music as well, or arts. Because coming from an artist family, my father was a painter and he teach my mother as well painting. So all my childhood I was drawing and painting, and I studied also arts, and then through time I got interest of film as well. I got my first camera when I was maybe 14 years old, and I started filming all the time my cousins and my countryside, and I like to film snakes and animals in nature. and just without editing, it was just like filming and then put it in the tape, collecting, like making a chronicle of my family.
Nice. So your first experience.
Yes.
You know, this I told you this is a traveling podcast, but it's also important to following the passion.
Yeah.
Why you think it's important to following the passion?
Oh, for me, be more and more like finding that this freedom that I have actually is so precious. Like actually everybody has it, and not always know that we have the freedom of free will and choice, and the freedom of discovering. And through that freedom, I found my like passion. So it came like it's like natural thing, I think, inside of everyone. And for me, like the passion is like to do something creative. I feel like good. I feel happy when I can do something creative, and I can also help others with that, and see people smiling.
Nice.
And yeah.
So you're a guy who always smiling. You're the nicest guy where I was meeting on this travel. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I like it that you are combinate traveling with your passion. So you're always filming, you're always drawing, and be yourself. It's very cool. But I see a lot of people in Germany, for example, they don't follow the passion. Yeah, they're working all days. They're doing a job who they don't like. They are in bad relationships, and they don't change nothing. Yeah?
Yes.
Why is that? What do you think?
Why is it? I think there's a little fear, and this is normal, because the fear coming from like when it's the same with traveling. When we go to the unknown, like some country we don't know, we don't know how we survive, how things go. Like when we go traveling without money, we think that we'll die, or like something happens, something bad happens, or maybe somebody will rob us, and we have so much this negativity. Maybe it's coming from like news and society, it's media, and actually it's not like that. I have seen more and more that everything what happens is like it's coming. The source is in myself, like in my head. when I believe it's possible, then it becomes possible. I don't know how, but this is like life keeps surprising all the time. That's the nice part of it. And this is like going like a surfing. It's like when you're on the wave, like you trust the wave, and sometimes it may wash you, but it's always for the good. It's kind of you go more deep into of knowing yourself through all the experience. So I believe that all the paths are leading to home.
Yeah.
Like the home in myself, like in my heart. It's like just that some paths maybe are difficult, some are more easy. But I want at least I like to believe that it's all for the benefit of me and for others. And it doesn't have to be like suffering or too heavy. Like I can enjoy, I can find a nice path, path that I like, full of passion and freedom of thinking and exploring. And this is, I think, it's freedom of human nature. We should explore like ourselves and also the world. It's like the same in a way.
Nice.
Going to traveling, I also explore myself a lot, and it's also like traveling inside all the time.
If somebody wants to go for traveling, but he still is frightened, what is the first step he should doing?
Yeah, I think it's very good if there's people around to encourage, like people who are traveling, or it's more easy. Like I have so many friends who do the same, and maybe they hitchhike and they travel with almost no money, or they like kind of same ways, and these kind of people like support each other, like but when they're not these kind of friends around, and also, you know, we have the job, so we maybe from the childhood we have been, you know, having the same kind of ideology or the way of thinking. It's also not for the bad, but you know, to go like all the education system, you after university you find a work, and we don't want to skip the work because we think, you know, we lose it. So it's like a kind of like a ladder. You always have to go up and up and up. But for me, I discovered that I'm not like happy when I'm just like satisfied only about the society or this kind of level. I want to explore also, like decide that what is it if I travel, what does it feel like if I give up of everything for a moment, like if I'm totally alone, or if I'm not like thinking about like work, and not even like a holiday, like going on a tourist trip like with a guide or something, but really like exploring and finding like, is it really my passion? What is what I want to do? Because I think I don't lose anything. Like all what I have studied, I can integrate, and I can go on more confident if that's the path that I have chosen. But maybe it's not everybody's path actually, and maybe there's something more they need to discover. By traveling, they discover so much about themselves, that what is really the thing that makes them happy. So this is like for their own happiness and for everybody's happiness, because when you are feeling good, you can make other people also motivated, and so I think it's so important step, and it seems like a nature of a human being to know the planet that we are on, like a spaceship. But it's not everybody's passion to travel. But then traveling inside, like meditation is
Also a job, yeah. If you want to do a special job, then just do it. It's also like a travel.
Yeah. I think it's good
Same.
when you're happy what you do. This is all what you need in the end.
But the most people have problems because their families and their friends, they don't want that they following the passion or go for traveling or something else. How it was by you with your family and friends? So they support you, or they are said, don't go, it's dangerous.
I would say I'm very happy to have this kind of family that I have. It really has supported me. Like at the moment, I have only my mother. My father died when I was only 3 years old. But my mother is like kind of same creative mind in a way that she's not saying that don't go, but she's not also like saying that go, because she's not the person of like traveling person. It's like a good example. Like it's not her passion. She does other things, like she likes to watch TV or go. Oh, actually, the best thing is, of course, not the TV only. Like what makes herself happy, like going to forest and countryside and picking berries and also drawing and these kind of things, and it's so beautiful. And for me, she's like I feel she's like supporting me. She's curious like how I am doing, but she's not like calling me every time, or she's not calling me at all. Like I know that she's caring about me a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's so nice that it's not needed to be controlled, you know. And I also want her to be happy, so I do my best to be myself safe and well.
A lot of people told me that they can't travel because they have no money. What do you think about money and traveling? And it is necessary to have a lot of money for traveling. How much money you should have to traveling? And what are your experience?
Oh, this is one of the issues I have been always discovering, that how it's possible to travel without money or less money, or also like with money. And my first travels actually I was doing with orchestra or like group. Just like orchestra.
What is that?
Like a band. I was playing trombone, and
Yes, I understand.
then we traveled around Europe, also to Africa, and then I got a little taste of traveling. That I want to be out of that group. Like I like the group, but I also want to see more. And but in this way, I found a voluntary service program. So this was like another. It's not like just like traveling, but it was also like paid by European Union. So this helped me also like to. I didn't have money this time, and I was in Nigeria. So I during my project in schools, I was this educational project.
Nice.
I also could travel a little bit around and see the local culture. Then I discovered also projects like kind of like a workaway or woofing. It's called woof. Means like work in a farm. I went to China, so first time I was 21, just after Nigeria. It was my first individual trip I did in my life, like and also so far away. Because in Europe maybe I went to Germany or something I did, but like hitchhiking with my friend. Then we also had little money. But in China I took my study loan. I used like I didn't need to use it for my studies so much, but I thought it's also education to travel. I have to like see the cultures and world.
Nice.
And it was quite minimum budget, and their like hostels, youth hostels, were quite cheap, like €4 per night. Food was cheap, so I stayed like 2 months like that. First, like also mostly in the farm, and then working in a fruit farm as a waiter. Then I did a little bit couch surfing. You know, also you stay for free in some people's home. You write them, and if you feel like a good trust, this is very nice. You meet so nice people, and they show you around the city. They are like traveling mind people as well. And the same in a youth hostels, you meet other travelers as they start inspiring you more. It's like a domino effect. They tell you stories like, oh, I went to that place and that place with the backpack, and I stayed with these families. Like I was just like exploring that, oh, I can also like stay with families. Like I can just maybe sometimes knock on the door or like do something like that. For that time it was too extreme. But then I start having this seed in my mind that you can travel like this as well. So I traveled in youth hostels in China. I came back my country, and after a while, I think I went second time to China, or I went to Europe before. I think I went to China again, and then this time I had only €50 for 2 months.
So you survived 2 months for €50?
Yes, officially. For the visa, like you can't write it. Like they want to know your income. I couldn't get.
Unbelievable.
but then I gave my sister's bank account, and they thought, I have money. But, actually, my sister came with me as well for 2 weeks. We traveled together. Since she had to leave. After that, I was working in a farm again, and then I did couchsurfing, and then, like, I had no money, but I had guitar with me.
Yeah.
So I started hitchhiking south of China. I found another guy in a youth hostel who did the same. Like, he's also artist. He was drawing and playing guitar. So we went on the street in south of China, in Chengdu, I think, and we made a sign that we are travelers. We need money for the traveling.
Nice.
And so we played music, and one by one was drawing. Ed was his name, the guy I met in a hostel. And it was like a traveling hostel, and he gave me so much inspiration, like because I had guitar with me, and before I was only playing for myself, and my singing, I was like singing too, but only like I didn't dare to play so much to other people, you know. It was like I thought I don't have a so good voice, and my skills are not so good. And I know like some Western songs, and they didn't have my own songs. But then it all happened that he supported me that we should go to the street and play some music, and you do arts, I do arts, so let's change the positions. Like sometimes I was making these little format pictures, maybe sometimes portraits of the people
For the street.
who were like to have a picture. And seeing a foreigner guy like me, they were like also so like happy to see that, and they support, they put money, and they were listening and smiling a lot, and like sharing good energy, and they liked the Western songs. Like I played something, I felt like more courage to also to play. And during that time, like I got like little bit of money. And then I started traveling. First alone, hitchhiking, then in south of China. But, I heard it's actually okay. Like and I see people are very safe, like very very nice to each other. And towards Lhasa, but I didn't go to Tibet. But it was on the Tibetan plateau. There were many Tibetan villages, so I stayed at the local families. Actually, just when I started hitchhiking, I met other two guys. Chinese guys who were like also like hitchhiking, and they had no money. They were totally crazy, like and I was doing a documentary about it also. Like it's one of my first traveling documentary actually.
Nice.
Like filming this journey, and they were telling that they have only like spent like I don't know how many yuan. It was maybe in euros, like I don't know, maybe 50 cents a day, or €1 they spent in a day, and they sleep in the monasteries. I also thought like, it's possible like to, but I also went with them.
Amazing.
And we looked a place to stay, like local family, but then we found a monastery, and we a little bit helped this monastery people, and then we got the free stay, and the monk even gave some lucky money to us, like good wind, good journey to you, and they were so nice, and all this journey I was like, it was a miracle, because after that I didn't knock on the doors. It was like I came to a new place, a village, and it was more like a countryside then. It was like little hilltops like in Nepal, and people having yak, cattle, like lots of animals, and they are sleeping in a like kind of like a tent or yurta, where they make fire inside and hot tea, like families, and they give you free house stay.
Cool.
And I started meeting children who were inviting me to home, like come and come inside, and we want you to come like to sleep in this house. And when they see like you are a traveler, they are so kind to you, and so helpful, and free food, and like that I survived without almost no money.
50 Euro. 50 Euro 1 month. It's so unbelievable. 50 Euro für 2 Monate. Und da sieht man mal wieder, dass man gar nicht so viel Kohle braucht. Ja? Also machst du wie mein Kollege hier, überleg dir am besten, was für Fähigkeiten hast du? Oder vielleicht kannst du auch über eine soziale Hilfsorganisation arbeiten. Da kriegst du zwar keine Kohle für, du kriegst gratis Unterkunft, gratis Essen. Schau, was für Fähigkeiten du hast. Er hat in China 2 Monate Straßenmusik gemacht, hat einfach ein bisschen Gitarre gespielt und gesungen. Du kannst zum Beispiel in ein Hostel gehen und fragen, ob du gratis dort arbeiten kannst oder auf irgendeine Farm gehen. Und die Geschichte zeigt einfach mal wieder, dass du gar kein Geld brauchst oder nicht mal viel Kohle brauchst, sondern dass du einfach los musst. Yeah, yes. So that's amazing. That's very amazing. You spoke about your project, and you almost a documentary filmer.
Yes.
Yes, and you produce movies. So what's your next plans and where the people can find your movies?
Yes, I'm actually quite been not so active of editing them all. I have so much material after the Chinese trip, also in other countries. The clear idea came to me in Spain actually when I was traveling there. The same way with the guitar, and then I started making my own music as well, and then this time I didn't know like what I'm actually starting to film. I just bought a new camera before, and I'm thinking that now, because the other camera was broken during one of my travel, then the idea, like what I'm now following, came this time. It was like 2-3 years ago. It was south of Spain, and I started meeting a lot of like street musicians, many travelers, and then I started like listening their stories, and the stories were so inspiring and so nice, and how free are these people. Some problems also with something, but it's like everybody, we have like some of our issues or that we are like overcoming. This is like just like a challenge for us, I think. I had my issue. I think I was also like I didn't believe in so much money that I think it's possible that you don't need to travel just like that. Like you make street music, like not everybody are musicians or artists like me, or maybe they are artists in their different way and they're creative in their own way. So it's not about the money, but it's about maybe mindset and the trust, I believe, and that's what I started seeing in the people by listening to the stories that there's so many ways of traveling, and then I thought like I want to make this film series about people who travel, people who explore themselves and life in their own way, like by hitchhiking or by driving their own car, by going by planes, by their vans. One guy had, like a girl had a paraglide inside the van, so she liked to go like places, like high places where she can paraglide and fly. And then one guy was just walking like with barefoot, and he's crazy guy I met in Alicante in Spain. One of the first interviews I made during that trip was there. The guy who traveled barefoot from Mongolia to Spain.
From Mongolia?
Yes.
Barefoot?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Nice.
he showed his legs like they were like a cement. But he was tough man. He was like old man, like with a beard, but so strong inside.
Yeah.
And he was millionaire.
Ah, really?
A millionaire, but he gave all the money to children in Afghanistan to help them. And he was sleeping in the beach, like with the shirt and nothing,
Yeah.
and begging money on the street, like having the sign like money for drugs and sex, and like he had very good humor.
Yeah.
But actually, he owned the local ice cream shops and some karaoke bars, and he was the manager, so everybody gave him free food. Like when he went there, he was the boss. So I couldn't believe before until we went to his bars, and he was walking there barefoot and a shirt which was very dusty, smelly, but he was so happy, man.
Nice. Where people can find your documentary, and if somebody has some question or something else, how people can find you?
I want to make a YouTube channel. I have it already, but I make a separate one. It's not yet made, like for these films, because I'm now like just searching the right format, that how I edit them all. I think I have found it. And also during this Vipassana, and I have thought about that. So it's my kind of beginning of realization actually of this.
So I hope you will be finished if we publish the podcast. So then people can find your documentary. You're also filming a documentary about this trip. So you film my friend, you film me a little part, and I think it's very interesting. And you have you have internet address or Facebook or something else. If somebody has question about documentary, something traveling and that stuff.
You can find me on Facebook and also a YouTube channel by my name.
Okay, I will promote.
And yes, so the wish would be that all these films will be there.
Yeah.
They'll be maybe like 10-minute long, like each, or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're all about these different people, but also a little bit about my own journey, like how I met them. So just want to promote storytelling, or like to make it more visible that everybody has so many nice stories, and they should be like there visible to people, to encourage them as well to create their own stories and tell their stories.
Yeah, that's a good vision. Inspiration other people to doing their own
like
shit.
like you do with the podcast.
A little bit.
Thank you for that.
A little bit. So my friend, yes, I wish you a lot of success, and I hope you will find a good place for your documentary in Iceland.
Thank you.
And I told you Iceland is not big, and so I think we have good changes with your story, with your documentary. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, actually that's also one of the things I think that everybody has something to share, and first it doesn't maybe come out as a business plan, but but just doing for myself at least, and let's see how does it go.
Nice.
I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
brother. I wish you all the best with your films.
Thank you.
Wenn dir mein Podcast gefallen hat, dann darfst du mir sehr, sehr gerne eine Bewertung auf iTunes dalassen. Ich würde mich auf jeden Fall riesig freuen. Gerne kannst du auch auf YouTube vorbeischauen und mir auf Facebook sowie Instagram folgen oder schreiben. Und nicht vergessen, mach jetzt den ersten Schritt. Geh reisen.